Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet. It has been 8 days since the terror attack in Pahalgam. As the nation mourns the loss of 26 innocent lives, Prime Minister Modi has vowed that stringent action will be taken. He has chaired a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security today and has also earlier met the top brass of the armed forces and stated that they have complete operational freedom. Amidst this and the world standing in solidarity with India, Pakistan is buckling. While Shehbaz Sharif is calling for a neutral probe, his ministers are busy claiming that they are ready to use nukes against India. Pakistan remains in delusion, pointing fingers at us, accusing the Indian government of a false flag operation. That's not all. The media is rife with lies. On that note, welcome to another episode of Jhootistan, where we debunk the propaganda being peddled by Pakistani media outlets. This is inspired by the All India Radio's campaign during the 1965 Indo-Pak war. Back then, All India Radio countered Pakistan's false narratives and exaggerations with a program called Radio Jhootistan and Radio Guppistan. Let's now take a look at what their news outlets are reporting and what we have to say about it. We'll talk about this with our guest as well. But of course, Pakistan is feeling the pressure. Pakistan is also reeling under a lot of insecurity at this point in time. As you can see, the stock market has slumped by 3,000 points, as it expects Indian action as well. And they also go on to target the Indian media as well when they say that Indian media would do well to adopt a more rational approach, stop spreading hatred. This is basically something that Pakistan has been proficient in, spreading hatred not only within their own country, that's why it's on the verge, on the cusp of division, but also something that they have been known for. Let's not forget, it is the same nation which was harboring Osama bin Laden. Let's not forget that this is the same nation which is still in fact treating Hafiz Saeed like a state guest. There are other headlines as well which Pakistan has been peddling, which Pakistan has been in fact promulgating, that make no sense. In fact, Pakistan has also talked about Indian jets retreating in occupied Kashmir after Pakistan Air Force's swift response. This is an absolute lie. This is in fact something that has not happened. It is not on the radar. It is something which has been said without keeping any moral compass in mind, and that's exactly what Pakistan does when it comes to India. It fabricates all these lies. It comes up with concoctions just to please its benefactors and perhaps to the people in Pakistan at home. India-Pakistan tensions drag the PSX down over 4,000 points. Whatever is left of the Pakistani market, of the mutual funds, of their bullish and bearish stocks is of course collapsing into the ground, like their terror outfits and organizations will also once India takes very swift action. India fighter jets patrol Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, retreat after Pakistan's timely action. Once again, this is a peddle news. It has no basis in fact. It is something which is obviously concocted and it is something which India does not even want to counter, because this is exactly the false narrative. This is exactly the false media that Pakistan is pushing. Prime Minister hails $700 million foreign direct investment, saying Pakistan not waiting for future but shaping it as well. Pakistan is shaping the future, but not the future of its citizens or anybody outside of Pakistan, but it is shaping the future of international terrorism. That's exactly what Shehbaz Sharif has also done. He's talked about foreign direct investment. In fact, the crowd in front of which Asif Munir made that racist remark about a two-nation theory was also a congregation of people who had come from all over the world to listen to the Pakistani four-star general. Pakistan mulls legal action against India over suspension of Indus Water Treaty. This is something which has not happened. In fact, China supports fair, just probe into Pahalgam attack. This is something that China also did when 26/11 happened. And let's not forget, folks, that that was the time that India did give a lot of corroboration and substantiation to Pakistan. But a judge in Karachi, in fact, looked at that paper and threw it out of the window. So obviously, these are just fillers that you see. These are just spots that Pakistan is filling, to have some viewership and perhaps some SEO ranking on Google as well. Delhi planning military action in 24 to 36 hours. This is something which was a desperate press conference which was called by this particular gentleman at 2 a.m. last night. It has no basis in fact. The Prime Minister, of course, has convened a number of important meetings. He's let the forces decide to what they want to do according to their time and choosing. But this is exactly what is wrong with Pakistan. Their intel, whatever ISI is in fact presenting to them, is going to be doubtful. It is going to be under probe because all of this information is basically agenda based. Pakistan is also likely to challenge the Indus Water Treaty suspension at global forums. They can go about doing it. There are a number of cases that in fact America is facing at this point in time at the International Court of Justice. Russia is facing them. Israel is facing them. Netanyahu's arrest was also ordered in Hague. India intends to launch the same headline again being peddled by prominent Pakistani platform called Dunya. It is again talking about lies. It is again talking about no iota of doubt about Indian terrorism in Pakistan. Pahalgam stratagem is something that was of course said by the ISPR DG as well. In fact, they are blaming India for putting out this false flag operation which has no basis in fact, when their own defense minister has gone on an international platform and said that they are the perpetrators of terror. They are the ones who've been helping the Americans. They are the ones who've been helping the United Kingdom in training and sending these terrorists throughout the world. There's a trail of Pakistani terror wherever you've had attacks. India planning attack on Pakistan in the next 36 hours. This is just sensationalism, and this sensationalism is something that is being targeted towards the populace of Pakistan, who seem to be worried that we as is don't have any money to eat, we don't have money to buy wheat, we don't have money to buy sabzi, and Pakistan is going to be borrowing all this money from the IMF and China and perhaps Saudi Arabia and some of the Gulf countries and using it for a war against India. Credible reports again. The Pakistani Observer, a very mediocre platform which is known for peddling false information, goes on to in fact terrorize its own people by information which is absolutely inaccurate. There is obviously a talk about irrefutable evidence against India and that India is spreading terror. Obviously, this is laughable. This is in fact going on to prove once again that Pakistan says without research, it does without hard work, and that's why the fate. Pakistan braces for Indian military strikes in the next 36 hours. This is a news which has been doing the rounds of almost every platform in Pakistan. And once again, Indian involvement in terrorism in Pakistan, of course, they are referring to the Balochistan train hijack, but that is not India. That is the BLA, an organization which has, taken an oath, has sworn to avenge the bloodshed that the Pakistani army has caused within Pakistan for the last few decades. India has nothing to do with it. India has shown solidarity, but just, on paper, there is never a chance that India will support terrorism.